the wage bill, but at the same time remunerating those who are doing a good work or good work within the public service. But we need also how to take care of public.
His question
was, can you remind?
Honorable Mishi asked that your predecessor supported autonomy for the ages office to recruit on their own. Are you also going to support the dismembering of PSC to give autonomy to all other government entities to recruit on their own?
My approach, Honorable Speaker, is to come up with a unified digital government where all bodies within the government, whether it is police, National Police Service or Judicial Service Commission, all the recruiting agencies, we have about 1 million employees or public servants who are in county government, in Teacher Service Commission, in the military, or that we can be able to have a unified digital government where everybody or every institution knows what is happening in an institution called Central Bank, knows what is happening in another institution called Attorney General, chambers, or in whatever the government institution it is. So there is a way we can have a unified a digital government through employing innovations that we need to talk to each other, and every institution has an autonomy of carrying out their mandate properly, but within the laid down public service regulations.
Point of order, Speaker. Point of order. Of course, it's our colleague, but Honorable Ruku, why don't you be just direct? The question was, are you supporting dismantling of public service recruiting and allowing everybody to recruit or not? This idea of digitization, how does that come into that question of answering? Honorable Ruku.
Honorable Speaker, I said I will abide by the functions stipulated on the Constitution as far as Public Service Commission is concerned.
Sufficient. Yes. Can we have Raso, Mole, and then Naisula?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Ruku, I believe you are familiar with the phrase, Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. You have been involved in carbon credit, and also in your response to Honorable Kosing, you are likely to be in charge of famine relief to those deprived communities in arid and semi-arid lands. My question is, are we going to trust you that you sitting at an elevated position are not going to enrich yourself or those around you? My second question is, going through your CV, I note that you have not worked with mainstream government. And further, you have worked with foreign governments here in Kenya by association or by doing business with them. Are you familiar with Official Secrets Act? And if so, how will you be bound by it? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mule.
Thank you very Honorable Speaker. Nominee, first I want to pick from where Ichung was left on the issue of integrity. And I've heard you say very clearly that you don't owe anybody. I just want to remind you, you are before this committee under oath. And if we sit down as a committee and we find that you lied to us, how do you want us to treat you as our colleague? Secondly, in the realignment of the government, it's perceived that everybody joining cabinet is an expert, and it can be alluded for the last nominations we have done. Are you experts in public matters? And what is your expertise? Thank you.
Naisola?
Thank you, Chairman. So, listening to my colleagues and most of the perceptions that are out there, you know, depending on the laws that you propose, you take them to the table. Secondly, the issue of interns in public service. There's a program that's going on that interns are recruited for a year, and after the year, they go back to look for employment. I would like to hear what is your take on the absorption of interns into the public service after they finish their internship.
Thank you. Can you answer those three?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. On matters...
The question, Honourable Raso. Now go to Mule.
There is a second part of my question.
Yes.
Checked.
Yes.
Checked.
Yes.
I will be I will abide by the oath of secrecy as a public servant and as a cabinet secretary.
Now go to Mule. Have you lied to this committee?
Honourable Speaker, I have not lied to this committee.
What was your second question? What is your expertise
Honourable
and
Speaker,
suitability for the office to which you are nominated?
I have served as a member of parliament, which is a public office, for 2.5 years, and a very rigorous office for that matter. And as I said from the beginning, I am subjecting myself to Article 10 of our Constitution to ensure I serve the people of Better North with commitment and dedication, where we have done a very commendable job in terms of administering bursaries, doing our schools, and anything that is within the mandate of member of parliament as far as the people of Better North whom I represent.
Go to Naisola's question.
In terms of leadership, I'm very firm when it comes to what I believe in, and I think as a cabinet secretary, I will serve the people of Kenya firmly to ensure service delivery trickle down to the very remote places and corners of the Republic of Kenya, and they are done timely and efficiently in all corners of the Republic of Kenya, firmly.
Yes, Robert?
Yeah, we need to put the record straight, Mr. Speaker, because the nominee has said that as a member of parliament from Bere, members of parliament administer bursaries. I think that's out of order, and he needs to withdraw that statement because we do not administer bursaries.
We give oversight, you know, we oversight to ensure no discrimination whatsoever. Yes.
Thank you.
And I have performed that excellently, Honourable Speaker.
Majority Leader Hold, Gikaria, introduce yourself. You came late, then ask one question, then we close with
and the interns.
Thank you. Oh yes, absorption of interns.
It is true the internship is done between 6 months to 12 months at the moment, and we need to enhance the internship program in terms of once you finish the internship, what happens next. At the moment, there's no even certification which they are getting. I will ensure any young person who has done internship with the public service gets certification, and when and we put as an added advantage in terms of recruitment in other government institution that if you have served as an intern, you have an added advantage to get a job if you do qualify for the role which you have applied.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and my apologies. Honorable, my name is David Gikaria. I represent Nakuru Town East constituency. Thank you, Chair. Mine is about productivity from the public servants. Honorable Chair, occasionally it's a policy, a labor law policy where a worker has to go on leave. Honorable Chair, I've been looking at some reports from the Public Service Commission. Thousands of public servants do not proceed on leave for various reasons. Maybe they just protection of their position and things like that. And of course, productivity from their quarters become diminishing most of the time. So what will you do to make sure, like I remember one case where a public servant had not gone on leave, and by the time he was due to go for retirement, he was saying, I've not gone for 12 years, I need to be paid, putting a lot of wage bill on the government where somebody. So my question
Isn't there a policy that abolished that selling leave days to government?
Well, I'm just saying it was a past thing. So
talk about current things.
So what I'm just saying, Honourable Speaker, is what is he going to do to make sure that public servants proceed on their leave on time, mandatory leave? Thank you.
Yes, Ruku.
Honourable Speaker, in terms of productivity from the public service, yes, we will ensure that we have accountability as far as public servants are concerned. The output, to ensure the output is measurable, we come up with such innovations as timesheets, which shows that indeed you have gone to workstation and you are doing as per the required of your workstation of your or other service which you are offering to the public. So these will be tools, some of the tools which we will use to measure your output, and in that case to ensure you are productive within your workstation. And this should be mainstreamed across all the government institutions or all the government ministries. For instance, I can give an example, if you allow me, Honourable Speaker, that in judiciary we have a prosecutor, we have an investigator, we have a magistrate, and if one of them is out of the workstation, one of them does not do his or her job properly, then the entire process is derailed. So we ensure that if you are on a case, an investigator, you do your investigations timely. If you are a prosecutor, you don't go to a magistrate and request 2 months to do the investigations, you know. So that Kenyans can have value for the money. On retirement, the policy at the moment is that once you reach the age of 60, you should proceed to retirement. We'll ensure the process is, the system is digitized. We know when you got into employment, when your date of birth, and by the time you are 60, unless the very specialized skills which may be required within the public service, of course, through the recommendation Public Service Commission, that you may have 2 years probably of the service. But at the same time, we need to synchronize, because when you talk to the universities, professors retire at the age of, I think, 70. When you talk to judiciary, judges retire at the age of, I think, also 70. So we need to harmonize the retirement age. No, I have not said 270. I'm saying there's need to relook the harmonization in terms of which is the right age, depending on the skills which you have for retirement. They should be skills based.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, mine will be two very quick ones. One in relation to what I think either Robert or the member for Matungulu had asked on your experience. Because you've only served in public office for just 2.5 years. From your CV and everything, all the documents I've submitted, you've only been in public office as a member of parliament for the last 2.5 years. and you are now transitioning from elective office, having served only for 2 years, to an appointive office in the executive. We have seen in the to the executive become extremely arrogant, overbearing on other leaders, holding especially members of parliament with contempt. Are we likely to see the same arrogance, contempt for members of parliament and other elected leaders that we have seen with others who served before you in parliament for 1 term, now that you even served for half a term, not even 1 term? Do you see the hubris that we've seen before with you? Should you be approved by this House? My second question, Honorable Ruku, you have been a key defender of this government in and out of parliament, on national TV, in the villages in Embu. And the president from the executive has expressed his frustration with having cabinet secretaries who cannot espouse a single government policy, who cannot be there to speak for and on behalf of government. If you are approved and you are transition to the executive, are you now going to become too bossy to be seen to defend the same government that you are being appointed to? Will you be too bossy to interact and work with members of the public, or shall we see the same Ruko who was able to espouse government policy and government agenda on national TV? Are we going to continue seeing that?
Called Ruku Mere Masa, you've just come late. Introduce yourself and ask only one question.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm sorry I'm late. I was in another committee. Masa Mere is my name, MP Teso South. Honorable Ruku, I just have one question. How are you going to ensure that there is transparency and accountability in public service, especially when it comes to recruitment into public service opportunities, which is perceived by the public to be a preserve of a few or a few regions? How are you going to ensure there is that equity? Thank you.
Thank you so much. For Honorable Mase, I responded to that, Honorable Speaker, that the Constitution, Article 232 and 10 of our Constitution, I will abide by that to ensure no nepotism, no corruption as in employment, and more so within the public service. I'll go out of my way to ensure Article 232 is well followed. The question by the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, the Leader of Majority, I will work very closely with the leadership of the Parliament, National Assembly, and the both Senate, in terms of the committees, the departmental committees.
The question was, will you be bossy, condescending, and arrogant?
I will not, Honorable Speaker. You will not see such kind of character from me.
Point of order, Speaker.
Let him answer Master's question first.
I have started with the Master's question.
Okay.
Number 2, from Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, yes, I will continue articulating the government policies, the government project to Kenyans, because the Ministry of Public Service cut across all other ministries. I will do so firmly, and this is a government of the people of the Republic of Kenya. All services which government is offering, I will continue articulating the government policies and why they are doing. Government is doing so.
Daud, what was it?
I don't know if it was the slip of tongue. He said he will just be working with the leadership of Parliament. Will he work with the other MPs who are not in leadership?
I will work with each and every member of Parliament, both National Assembly and the Senate.
Thank you. Honorable Ruku.
As well as the county governments. because the public service cut even in the county
A few questions from the public. What will the Cabinet Secretary nominee do for persons with disabilities? On employment, that you already answered. The public service in Kenya has often faced criticism for nepotism and lack of accountability. What concrete measures will you implement to ensure that recruitment and promotions are strictly merit-based? You have already talked on that. This you haven't, you can answer. What is the nominee's perspective on the widespread perception that social protection programs like Inua Jamii are politically targeted rather than needs-based? The second one that you can answer, what is his stance on conducting a nationwide lifestyle audit of all public and state officers as a condition for holding office? If appointed, would he recommend the same? You can answer those two.
The first one, in terms of ensuring those who are physically...
that one you already answered. I told you answer. What is your perspective on the widespread perception that social protection programs like Inua Jamii are politically targeted rather than needs-based?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Inua Jamii is a very key component, a program for the people of the Republic of Kenya, especially those who are aged, and through our administration, through the chiefs and assistant chiefs, and also the public opinion, our elected leaders in our grassroots MCAs will ensure the Inua Jamii is well targeted, and it target the very vulnerable in our communities, and also those who have reached the age of 70 and they don't have the dependents who can take care of them, through consultative forums for opinion leaders, field elders, chiefs and assistant chiefs, and also our MCAs, to ensure.
You will not politicize the program?
I will not at any moment politicize this very important program.
Lifestyle audit?
Yes, lifestyle audit has been tried in the past. I think it's something that we may want to consider moving forward, so that we minimize to everybody be accountable, especially the public servants.
Thank you, Ruku. We'll ask you a few other questions. What is your net worth?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Land and buildings, about 40 million. Family residence, 60 million. SACWAN savings, 15 million. Share from private company, 250 million. Motor vehicles, about 12 million. A total of 377 million.
Have you ever been convicted of an offense in a court of law?
No.
Have you ever been adversely mentioned in a parliamentary committee report?
No.
Do you hold any office in any political party?
No.
You are not an official of DP?
I'm not an official of DP. I'm a member.
Have you ever been dismissed or removed from office for contravention of provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution?
No.
We have received your documents, have been cross-checked with what we have and have been found in order, so we can now release you to go to your other duties.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, for this opportunity to interact with this very important committee and also with Kenyans. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and may you have a good afternoon. Honorable Honorable members, it's 3:10. Can we break for lunch for 30 minutes? We resume at 20 to 4, so that we give also the clerks time to clean up the room. Members of the press, you're also invited to lunch.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station.